What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to... What's up, YouTube? Mr. Legacy here, and today we're going to be continuing part Nightmare of the Demon Warlock. So far, I think this has been a really fun playthrough. I think it's got, you know, like the power you can feel is there. It's just not quite ready, but we're about to add in the next step of it, which is getting that extra goat man. So we've got our bound demon, we're going to get another goat in, and we're going to start building up our army soon, and I think that's going to really be a lot of fun and bring a little bit more power to this build. So I'm enjoying it. I think for a summoner, it's been really great, and I love the control that we have over things.
Good
day. So let's talk a little bit again about what we've got, where we're at. We are currently 1 in our bind demon, 1 in the blood oath, all these pieces. We're maxing out Goatman, and then we have demonic mastery right here at 10. So of course with this we can have 2 summons because it's at 10. When we get to 20 we can have 3 summons, so that'll be really nice to have overall. We have nothing in levitation mastery really. Wait, do we have one? No, that's just from before. Something else. Why is it showing like we have a point in there? And it's just all from an item. Weird. I feel like usually it's grayed out. And then we have Sigil Lethargy. I did put 1 in. Wouldn't it say base 1 then? Whatever. And then Sigil Lethargy. For our stats, we just have enough here to try and get up to like Spirit Sword. So that's going to be our main goal for it. And then, or, you know, whatever else we might come across. But we want +2 skills. And then the rest into Vitality. Pretty simple. And for our gear, we've got 2 Demonic Mastery. Open cap for Lore. 10 FCR 4 all res. Some resistances. And just 1 to summon Goatman. Hisaurus Boots. 27 fire res. Nothing on the belt. This new Bane's armor. I was kind of hoping to pick up like a couple of the pieces, get the whole set going. That would have been fun, but oh well. 25 light res, 10 life, and then just some like 5 cold res here. So gear I wouldn't say is that amazing, right? I feel like it's pretty standard gear overall. We can go up to players 8 again right here, and kind of continue on our way out. Kill some things. See how it goes. We also have a bound demon right here. And he's got Holy Shock. Again, if you want to see what your demon has, then you can just hover over him with either the Consume skill or the Unsummon skill if you don't have Consume. Just don't press Consume. But we can see he's got Spectral Hit or Enchanted. Pretty decent. Now, we could also, of course, at this point look at continuing to jam more points into Bind Demon. Every 5 skill levels that your Bind Demon has is going to be another thing added to him. So he gets like extra fast, extra strong, Spectral Hit, and Aura Enchanted as you level him up. So if you wanted to play more in the Bind Demon section, then you could do that. We also have Azrael over here with Hawkmail, a random circlet, and Demox Hue. He's level 26, so he's a little weak right now. And without any lifesteal, he's going to definitely be a little weak. We can definitely look to try and get him something a little stronger. Getting him an insight would be nice. The meditation aura is kind of whatever for us, not that big of a deal, but it's a lot of damage. Go ahead and drop down to players 1 again, because we're going to do the den, and I don't really want to do players 8 through the Den of Evil, but you can do it if you want. Just remember that players 8 is more experience, but tankier. Simple as that. Alright, we got a ping in Discord that we're streaming. Good call. Diablo 2 Demon Guided Playthrough to Hell. Good call. Man, I really love the death mark. It's so nice. The summon does not, or at least should not, retain any stats from players 8. So, oops, I went to players 8. I was like, man, why are they so tanky all of a sudden? It should just be based off of the base stats of it. As if it exists in P1 there. If it does for some reason, if someone finds that in the testing, that's a bug. You currently cannot complete the Chronicle for Runewords in non-ladder or in ladder. Because ladder has Mosaic removed, but that's still listed there, and non-ladder, you cannot make some of the ladder-only Runewords, such as Mosaic. So, currently, that is a funny bug that will be fixed. But yes, right now you do not have the ability to actually complete the Runewords part of the Grail, just these sets of uniques. You can complete it offline. That is the place. General consensus? I think general consensus is it's a little strong right now in some ways. Some builds like this are not too strong. This is actually a great build, I think. But overall, I think people are having fun. I will say, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, it's just super OP to sell the class, blah, 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 blah. And I don't think any of that's really true. Like, through the testing of it, the thing is, when you are making a brand new class to bring into the game, the difficulty is you don't want to just like, and I didn't like make the class, but you know, testing along and what the devs are doing, you don't want to just like bring a class in that's just going to be garbage, right? Like if the barbarian got brought in today, everybody would be like, what the heck is this garbage? You know? No. Like, it's kind of hard. I really think I'm using lethargy. And we will continue to put points into Goatman and finish maxing that out. So it's like, I think there's a lot of value in having classes be weaker. Might as well upgrade that. But you also, like, people would just look at it and be like, this is ridiculous. You've brought in complete trash. So you want to make, you know, you go through and you say, okay, let's make this part of the class good. Let's make this part of the class good. And soon enough, you're making all the skills viable, which isn't really something Diablo 2 does. You know, all skills on every class aren't always really viable everywhere. And I think that's one of the things, is they've kind of like created a guy who's pretty viable across all the builds. So it's actually nice to see like the demon tree be a little slower. And people complain about it. They're like, the demon tree is too slow. It's, you know, not enough. But it's like, we gotta have some stuff that's, you know, not everything needs to be at this crazy power level. So I think that's the like funny balance when you're bringing a new class in, as opposed to developing a game at the very beginning where you can just like, this video should do something to disprove the notion that the class is OP. Yeah, and that's the thing, is people are also looking at literally Enigma, Breath of the Dying, Phoenix, you know, Flickering Flame, Obsession builds, going around mowing stuff down, and it's like, well, yeah, that's like a 7, 8, 9 high rune build right there at the very least. If you count all the gear of everything, it's probably like a 12 high rune build. Infinities, those are going to be pretty strong. I can also mow down the game on my Hammerden, or on my Javazon, or on my Nova Sorceress, or on my Mosaic Assassin, or right? Like, on so many of these classes, I can mow things down. The real only issue is the, like, naked Wirt's leg, you know, but that's a bug. So, like, but I actually feel like it's less OP than people are stating, while having a couple of things that do need to just be minorly tuned. How do I rate the builds from weak to strong? I mean, it all depends. Like, are we talking playthrough? Are we talking endgame? Are we talking PvP? And there will be tuning on all these. Okay, so endgame. Well, obviously, Echoing Strike right now is the strongest endgame, but it's also bugged. I feel like Cleave is pretty close in there. Apocalypse is also a pretty good endgame. I'm going to do a little bit of Rakinishu farming while I go players 8 Rakinishu. I want to pick up a couple levels. Just the way the damage gets, like, multiplied when it's not supposed to. I feel like Abyss and Magic actually ends up kind of weaker in the end game. PvP, it's really good because Abyss is crazy. But otherwise, I feel like that is kind of a weaker end game build. It just felt like it couldn't quite output the damage that it needed to, surprisingly. I think it's still solid, which I still think it's in a good spot. I wouldn't really update it. And then I'd say, like, Summon Blood Boil was, like, still in there somewhere and pretty decent. We'll go more Goatman. Again, just trying to buff that up. And then we'll begin focusing on Demonic Mastery again here. You don't have enough points in Mirrored Blades, Kong. Oh, that's what I was going to do today. So we've got the Warlock talent calculator on Icy Veins. Let me... Here is a Warlock skill calculator. It doesn't have the character link up top yet, but just know that, like, you should be able to mess around with that and, like, actually build some things. And I need to go build that for my stuff.
Yes.
Okay, and we'll keep going here. It's nice leveling. When's the next update? Probably right for the ladder is my guess. I gotta be careful blood boiling. If I can't engorge, I'm gonna lose my demon. I actually think I have to... Oh, there we go. And Gorge is a nice little booster. This is all about Warlock for this expansion, really. Now, there are some things that are just like items that will go onto other characters as well and stuff, you know. But the balance and all that stuff is focused here. It's a pain to play Summoner.
Move.
Cows, thank you. Heaven's Devil, Dancing Rick, York Gold, thank you very much. I don't really see it as a pain. It's not. Oh, you know, it's not the crazy always players 8 magic and fire builds. But again, this is like good, and this is what Diablo like 2 is all about. If we're going to be honest. Diablo 2 is not about everything being overpowered, everything clearing and massacring everything, right? It's actually really nice that it's not. Like, that's one of my favorite things about Diablo 2 is that you get different feels based on which build you want to play. Which is why I always say, like, don't bring splash to the game in a way of like every single, you know, melee skill does splash damage. Because if I want to slow down, if I want to play a different feeling, I play these different builds, and it's really nice. And what's the trade-off for Summoner? The trade-off is I can play the Summoner with no hands, right? Look at this, I'm winning. It's slow, it's safe, it's fun. You get to have your summons go out and have a good time. And then if you want to like blow things up and be crazy, then you can blow things up and be crazy on your blow thing up and be crazy build. But it's really good, again, to have a variety of tiers for your builds and for your characters. So I think this is actually a great pace. I mean, again, I've played a lot of summoners, you know, Necro and Druid. This does great with it. Stars. Pika.
Do you think sigil radius should be increased, like every 5 levels or so?
Doesn't the radius increase already with just skill points being added to it? I'm pretty sure I've seen much larger sigils. Once you do more than 1 point of skill, however, it doesn't work. Okay, I'll make a note of it. Okay. We'll keep doing this a little bit. Let's go ahead and increase our demonic mastery again. Stay away from me. No, I added points to Goatman first. I'll have the playthrough of this.
Just joining the convo. Do you feel like other classes should be rebalanced?
Post on
I've
YouTube.
always
Watch.
felt like Barb is underpowered, especially now with Warlock.
I think there are some things that could be adjusted. I would be careful to not adjust too much. Like I've said before, you don't want everything to just be S tier. But there are some things like magic, you know, poison and bone necro. That is just like pretty garbage playing through, you know. Or like endgame druid has some like, you know, stuff. So I think there's some love that could be given to, you know, some of that. But I would be, you know, I would be very hesitant to do things like changing the barbarian, you know, too much. Because that's a very, you know, unique playthrough. Now, I think what could be done instead of really changing the barbarian is I would look at fixing or improving the chance to hit calculator. Right now, the chance to hit calculation is based off of my monster or my attack rating versus the enemy or whoever I'm attacking's defense rating. And then also my level versus the enemy's level. And it's the combination of both of those. And the level piece is probably just a little too punishing. And the attack rating is probably requiring a little too much. And so what you end up with when you're playing through the game is just these like 35% chance to hit. And that just feels really bad. So I think you want to improve that. Because one thing I've noticed when I play through on a barbarian is if I kind of over level or just give some like attack rating gear to the guy, the playthrough feels a lot better. It's literally just when I can only hit 30% of the time that I absolutely hate my life playing the barbarian. So I think that's the like big thing to focus, you know.
Move.
Is like, what is actually the thing that we need to fix here? Thanks, Mjolnir. And we'll go ahead and move forward here. We'll put this point into Demonic Mastery. And we'll work up towards the 12 points. Oh, we're level 33. And at this point, I really want to get into the tower. Because I want to start farming for spirit. And then I want to start farming for lore. And really getting plus to all skills. And I also want to farm for one more special Runeword that many of you may not know, called Authority. I mean, I'm actually going to go down to players one. Authority is the new, every class has a +2 to all skills armor. And this one is actually really nice for this build because, again, we like plus to skills, but it's Hell, Shale, Row. Don't quote me on that exactly. I'll have to double check. And so it gives plus to Warlock skills. And what did I say before? Warlock skills is everything we want. Like we just want plus skills on this character. We don't need all the other things. We don't need to worry about like FCR frames and all that stuff. It's Turbo. You really don't sleep now? Oh, Hell shell round. Okay. I sleep even less than this. Last night I went to my bedroom. Then my lidless started crying. And didn't really stop until 3 a.m. with me up there holding her. So I stayed up until 3 a.m. trying to get my little one to sleep. Ah, darn. 3 to Eldritch Blast, 2 to Enhanced Entropy. So I'm a little tired. I think today I'm going to do like a shorter stream. I'll do like 6 hours. Then I'll take my kids out for dinner. And then come back after that and do like an evening stream.
I feel like attack rating hinders all melee builds. Feels bad having 95% chance to hit and still missing more than half your attacks.
Well, the problem there is if you have a 95% chance to hit, first off, sometimes the character screen is a liar. But second, that's not accounting for block. So if you're attacking like Bale and stuff, he also will just block a lot of your attacks. So that's one of the big issues. Oh my god. Sounds like evening community rush games. Does someone need a rush? I mean, I'm having a great time with the demon. Yes, the demon is weaker compared to the other parts of the build. I think this is really fun, actually. I love the pace at which this is moving. So when I'm really trying to fit something into Diablo 2 balance-wise, again, I'm not always just thinking of what do I personally like. I'm looking at how does everything exist within Diablo 2 already, right? You compare it to the 7 other classes that already exist. And Lister Defiler would also be a really good combo, yeah. I think adding either another Goatman or just a Defiler for the final piece could be, honestly, the best. But I'm looking at that, and this is fitting in very nicely, one, with other Summoner builds, but additionally, it's fitting in really nicely with, like, there's never a point that I feel like I was completely unable to do anything. Thanks, VW Bug. Right, there's definitely a couple spots, like the Barbarian, when you finish Normal and you enter Nightmare, or you finish Nightmare and you start Hell, sometimes you get there and you're like, how do I even level at this point? What do I even do? I don't feel like I have that with this character. I always feel like there's a very clear picture of, I can go level here, I can do this. And my stuff is strong enough that it's not like, you know, if my summons just immediately got blown up every, like, 2 seconds, that's where it starts to get to the point where you're like, okay, yeah, this is getting too weak, you know? This has to be much slower than Druid or Necro Summon. No, this is actually probably the same speed, actually. I mean, I beat normal in, let's see. I beat normal and leveled up to level 30. Like, both of those things together. Because beating normal, you can beat normal at level 21, right? So I beat normal in 3 hours and 20 minutes. And hit level 30. And that's pretty casual. I'm not speedrunning. I'm just like letting my demons go and do stuff. That's great pace, and that's right on pace with the other summons. Druid and Necro are also right around that like 3 hour mark for playing through normal. I'm also not playing the Blood Boil build, which is going to be the like slightly stronger variation of this. So there is going to be a little bit more power. But I really want to play the like physical version. Because Blood Boil is just like, I'm just maxing Blood Boil. And just corpse exploding everything. And it's very good. But then I'm more of like the caster. So that's more your like Fishy Mancer corpse explosion build. Whereas this is, I just want big ol' brutes hitting stuff. Alright. So runes desired. Talthol, Ort Am, Hell Shell, Ral, Ort Soul. We got a couple things. I've been making a video about Ladder 13, yeah. We'll go another point demonic mastery. Again, I think at this point I really want to get up to that third one. You could also at this point definitely go like Bind Demon, 20 demonic mastery, and then just like Defilers to go with it. That could also work. And play just, again, that like Lister the Tormentor plus 2 Defilers and let him just like pound things and the AoE explode everywhere. Greetings. 11 to life is kind of nice. We'll hold on to that. Blessed Hammer charges are funny. We'll get some things out for selling.
What can I do for
Defilers connect enemies together. Normal was on the last stream. I'll put that build out later. Or I mean, it's like up on YouTube and whatever. It'll go live on YouTube, I should say. You could even use an edge bow. Yeah, I could use an edge bow if I wanted to play for the Thorns version of this. So there's really a lot of ways that we can play this. Edge would actually be really good with the Bound Demon. Defiler seems kind of lame, spreading damage between up to 5 enemies. It doesn't spread damage, it just adds more damage. It's actually really a fantastic skill. Like, Defiler is one of the best summons, actually. I'm now at a respawn coin, which are 3 minions should I have active. Like I say, it kind of... I don't know if I have the full answer for that, because there's various ways you can do it. I will definitely say one bound demon seems to be right. At least right now. Right now, having a bound demon seems to be good. Beyond that, it feels like defilers. You could run like multiple defilers with the bound demon and just let your bind demon be like super good, like Lister or something. And he just crushes things, and then the defilers just increase the damage to a bunch of stuff. Or you could play double Goatman with the demon, or one Goatman, one defiler, one demon. I think that's what I'm going to kind of play around with. I think that could be solid. I don't feel like Tainteds are as good right now. But Tainted, I believe, is also bugged, where Blood Boil doesn't, the synergy actually doesn't work right now. So it says 30% damage, and the character sheet adds it, but I don't think they actually get the added damage. So I think that's a bug that'll be fixed, and after that, then they could be better, you know. You can have a Goatman and a Bound Demon. Yes, if you have 10 points in Demonic Mastery, you get 2 demons. If you have 20 points, you get 3 demons. And maybe we can convince them to let every 10 points be an additional demon. Maybe. A summoner that can't kill a fire immune sounds kind of bad. Well, Blood Boil also does physical damage, so you'd be able to Blood Boil down the fire immune. But you can also always like switch out and have like 2 Tainteds and 1 Bound Demon or something if you want. Have you tried the Abyss build? Is it good for getting through Hell? Yeah, I actually have a Hell-guided playthrough Magic Warlock. Maybe I should call it the Magic Abyss Warlock so people know better. That's up on YouTube. I think we went through Hell overall in like 5 hours and some change. Let me see. 5 hours, 5 minutes. It's pretty fast. In the end game, the magic kind of got a little worse, but on the playthrough, magic was very strong. Remember, you can always engorge if you ever see your demon getting a little bit low. Even though it's only 1 point in engorge, it does have a little bit for healing, and then there are some basic buffs that do come with it. We'll just kill that and then keep going here. Yeah, we'll let them go. Get past Cleanso by eating my demon and binding him? Well, if you eat him, then he's gone. Soul El Shale. Okay, that's actually really nice. We could also go for Shale F, put into thing right there, but Sigil Death feels strong. Yeah. Oh, binding Cleanser to get past him. True. Okay, so first things first, Ort Soul. In our Kappa, +1 to all skills, 10 energy, 30 light res, mana per kill, damage reduce. What more could you want? Very happy with that. So that's one piece. The second piece again is going to be Spirit, which I do still need a Spirit base. So I do still need to find that. But we have Tal, Thol. We'll need an Ort and an Am. And then Hell, Shale, Ral. We need a Hell. So Ort, Am, Hell are the 3 pieces that we need on top of bases.
Greetings.
You can also, of course, look around at different things, because you can sometimes find nice things to buy. Yeah, edge bow would work well with this. So, I'm not going to play the edge build, because that'll be another playthrough, I guess. But, yeah, you can do, like, Defiler plus Edge. I wonder if that works as we're thinking. What do all of the summoning skills do? Summons a goat, summons a tainted, summons a defiler, which binds souls together. So basically, if you hit one thing that's bound with another thing, then the damage goes to both. And then binds any demon in the game, almost any demon. Deathmark teleports them and like focuses them on something, which is really nice. Blood Boil explodes around your demons for fire and physical damage. Engorge will heal your demons. You need a corpse for that one. And then Demonic Mastery increases just like, you know, damage and attack speed and everything of your demons. Plus every 10 you get an additional demon. And then also Blood Oath will basically make you more tanky and your demons more tanky. And Consume lets you eat one of your demons to gain abilities. So when you have Consume, you can like hover over it and it'll tell you what gets gained. Whoa! 3 to Sigil Death. Okay, maybe we can mess around with Sigil Death here and see how it plays. I was actually wanting to, but I didn't want to put the points in, so let's see it. Sigil Death is kind of fun. So basically with Sigil Death, Fire Explosion that deals 70 to 120% of slain enemies' health and slays enemies with less than 13% health. So basically just makes it explode. Could be pretty nice. I actually do think Sigil Death could be like useful. We'll go 1 to Demonic Mastery again. Uh, 99 is the stack size of games. Well, the area grows as you put more points into sigils and or just get more plus skills. So that's the incentive, right? Not everything can just be a 1.1 build. It's kind of like curses. Curses also are a very small radius to start, and as they gain skills, then they get bigger. You got to have some incentive to put more points into it. Yeah, I mean, if you I mean, I think that's a good idea. The thing is, it's going to cost like 9 points. Because you're going to want 1 into Blood Oath and then 1 in Mind Demon. So that is 9 points of damage. But that would be worth it if you get a Conviction Demon. The big issue is I think that's going to get nerfed to where you're not just going to like easily be able to get a Conviction Demon that just like can survive everything. So right now, I would say maybe go for it, but in the future, I could see that being nerfed a little. Make sure your player's 1 for the Countess. We've been players 1 this whole time right now, but also I'm just going to continue with Vitality. Tal Ort. Okay, we did need an Ort. And we still do need to get our base. So we need a broadsword or a longsword that's white here. And honestly, I actually can use a two-hander. Oh, well, there you go, whatever. Okay, so we found a longsword. There's always a weapon rack in level 5. It's not always going to give you what you want, but there is a weapon rack. So you can go there. Do I have a point in Levitation Mastery still? No, I do not. Probably not worth it, because it's only going to be like -4 or 6%. Okay, so Talthol Ort, so we need Am and Hell right now. There. So you can continue.
Impossible.
I'm trying to not use the new tab because my current shared stash tabs have things within them already prior to this run, and the idea is this is supposed to be like a guided playthrough as if it's a solo self-found run. So I'm trying to keep everything in the same tab so that it's as if it's completely fresh, you got nothing else. You know, I'm not gonna lie, the Death Sigil is nice. Death Sigil seems like it could be worth putting a point into. I've got it from my book, but something to consider. Yeah, Lethargy also seems good. Rancor I'm not 100% on still. But I think first or third is the way to go. Minor Mercenary, he just died. We'll have to get a new Mercenary in Act 2. Try and get like a Might Aura one. And then also try and tank him up a little bit. That is one of the things. He just doesn't have very good gear on right now. So Raltier Tal Soul would be Insight if I wanted to try and get him an Insight. You could have a Goatman and a Tainted up if you want. Agreed, emote. Do I have any efficient miasma build yet? Uh-huh. Exclamation mark guides? Just look up Magic Warlock. Maybe I should call him the Abyss, like Miasma Abyss Warlock or something instead. You know, it's less confusing to people. Tame animals / be skill to the druid. You know, I like it. Why does the druid not have a tame any animal skill? I completely agree. The necro should be able to bring back any undead to farm and fight for him. The warlock can have any demon, and the druid can get any beast animal. It fits perfectly. Another point into demonic mastery, and I'm gonna go up to 55 strength and 39 dex right now for the longsword that I have. Shale Ort L. So another Shale rune is fine. I mean, I don't mind it. Shale Eth would be a rhyme if I wanted, and a 2-socket. So potentially something for the future. No. Full X. Interesting.
Yes.
God, I wish I was using the runes tab.
I can't.
That's fine. So the reason I'm also kind of sticking players 1 here and not doing players 8, you can go players 8 and just pick up more experience, but I really just want to get like as many runes as I can. And so the faster I can get down to the Countess, the more runes that we can essentially just like get, right? We're level 36, which is great. I don't mind leveling up, getting that demonic mastery to 20. But I really want to get the spirit going. I really want to get the authority going. Those will be really useful because they're boosting up my sigil, they're boosting up the passives, they're boosting up the, you know, all the different summons. Like, teleporting your demon to target location is so nice. You can set, in single player, you can set the number of players that exist in the game to increase the difficulty and increase the experience and the number of drops you get. So you get to simulate as if there are more people in the game. Your bound demon does stick with you through the games, yes. Pretty decent. Level 5. See what we get. Let's go ahead and engorge.
move.
Near Neff. Gross. Thank you, Sir Jack. Gross. Sometimes it takes a bit. Okay, we don't need that. Let's try getting our mercenary back out.
Greetings.
Make some space. We don't really need a lot of potions. We can leave a little bit more space. And we'll give Hal Tusk to him. Nightmare and Dariel is your best SOJ farm, yes. It's Nightmare and Dariel, yeah. Okay, just read that. Sadly, we can't make Diablo our pet. Shaco farm? Probably Hell and Dariel. Can't bind Blood Raven, yeah. There's a few super uniques you can't bind in act bosses. Otherwise, everything else is good. Telling me to walk by a few. Yeah, I'm just not used to picking up daggers, so I'm definitely gonna like forget to grab them. I don't think there was talk about binding act bosses, but maybe the devs talked about it when we were, you know, on their own or something. It's very possible. No, Hephaestus is a super unique. It's just the Countess and Blood Raven have like on death things that happen. Right? Whereas Professor does not. Yeah, so you can bind Rakanishu. You have to look at the tile as a larger tile, Verg. So it's not exactly the way the door is facing. It's the way that the tile overall as a whole is facing. Ay, just tile rune?
Good day.
Ugly. FCR. It should mention that it's based on FCR on my exclamation mark guide. Or my, yeah, the exclamation mark guides, Icy Mage guides. There should be a note that says these use FCR. Actually check it really fast. Strike. Oh no, it didn't get updated still. put him in yesterday, but the site's got to push him through. Okay, another point. More demonic mastery. And again, we'll go up to 55 strength and 39 dexterity for a longsword. So it's going to take a little bit of extra stats to get the longsword base. Maybe on the way we find a broadsword base and we can stop. I mean, this is a pretty good hardcore build. Yeah, the little shaman summons. It's fun, right? So I'd love to find a 4 open socket broadsword or longsword or crystal sword or any sword, I guess. Or I would like to find a 4-socketed pole arm that I could give to my mercenary for an insight. Do you still stick with your leveling guide? Yep, I still think that's the best leveling. When's MDS with the new class? TBD. Tal Io. Wow. Io is actually the rarest rune that the Countess, Nightmare Countess, can drop. Only a 4% chance. What that does give us is Shale Io X, so we could make some of those cool Shale Io Helm rune words. Oh, we can't. This is non-ladder. Just kidding. If this... No, wait, this is offline. We can. That's right. So we could make like a bulwark or something, which would be really good for the mercenary. If you're playing on non-ladder, you cannot make these currently. I do believe that they're coming down to non-ladder soon. But currently they cannot be made. We also can take like a crown or something. Now we want a 3-socket helm, or I can just get a white helm like that, and then we can do the recipe, adding sockets. To helmet. Thol, Perfect Sapphire. So we can do Thol, Perfect Sapphire and try and hit. Right there. Yeah, new senders can drop. I dropped one. They're just like really, really rare. And then we can pray for 3 open socket. Thanks for Gauche. Twitch support fixed you not getting the badge. Let's go. We can do badge time in a little bit. It should have like an initial hit and then a like pulse after. But yeah, sometimes it feels like the initial hit doesn't go off. Maybe a little buggy. Perfect. Ladder only runewords work. Yes, all runewords working offline. Is the demon build really slow? It's medium. Like all summoner builds are kind of slow. Thol Ith. I mean, I don't mind another Thol. 3 Thols makes an Am rune, so. Defiler. We'll probably go Defiler in the future, but I'm running Goat. I put a lot of effort into my goats. Got 2 those.
Good to see you.
Like, I think one of my favorite things about this so far is that I don't feel like there's only one way to build this summoner. Between goats, defilers, your bound demon, more summons,
Moo.
blood boil, I feel like there's really just a lot of ways that I could go with it. And it's really fun. So, could I run Defiler right now? Yeah. But I can also run Goat, and it's working just fine too, you know? So, it's really nice. Shout Barb is great. I mean, Warcraft. You just need enough plus skills. Get a couple spirits in your hands. It improves it a lot. Rainbow Summoner coming up. You honestly could do Rainbow Summoner. Goats through one, Defiler, and Thorns with another. Tainteds. Bound demon. Your tainteds are melting mobs. That's good to know. I didn't, you know, I wasn't sure how the tainteds would do, but apparently the tainteds are doing really well. That's dope. 3 is the max. Okay. Unfortunate. How hard is it to break the speedrunning habits for guided playthroughs? I mean, I always play through the game quickly because I just play the game a lot, and so, yeah. I'm just gonna put some redos over there. But, you know, I still try and, like, go slow enough. A good conviction-bound demon would help the tainteds for sure. Two open sockets is the max for the books. Guess we can try and top that. 5634 is actually a little better 155, 30 million. And Giant Sword does get... So this is kind of a unique class, similar to the Barbarian, where you can make... he can use two-handed weapons with a shield. So because of that, we could actually make a Spirited a two-hander instead of a one-hander. So a Giant Sword does get 4 sockets. So I think I'm just going to take that instead. Build feels great. Finally a class that can use Mang Song's lesson, right? Trying to get to show only Eth rare weapons, not all rare weapons. You cannot do that. The loot filter is not going to give you more information than you already could not be getting. So in Diablo 2, you can't just show ethereal rares. Defilers links mobs together so that when one takes damage, they all take damage. Make them change it. I actually think it should be like that. Otherwise, it starts getting too good. Am Soul. All right, there's the Amrin at least. Look, you have to balance between purist and adding new features. It's an important balance, okay? Mods are there for the additional stuff. You can't lose the essence of D2. It's an important piece.
I can't.
Thank you, Bomb Pop, for that sub, by the way. So we'll go one more, and then Dexterity. Kane's just sitting in his cage. He is. Higher player counts increase key drop rates, but lower rune drop rates.
Moo.
Incredible Joe, thank you. There's a damaged longsword, by the way. That would totally be fine.
I can't.
Oh, you're good. Just know, for every person who sends an idea that says, add melee splash, make it so I can only do this, add a mapping system, there's another person who immediately sends a message over that says, quit changing Diablo 2, you hack, you're ruining the game. Impossible to satisfy everybody. And no matter what you do, also, like, I don't make the changes. I'm not the dev. I just, like, sometimes put recommendations in. But no matter what you do, people will hate it on from both ways. People say, oh, you make the class too easy. And then they say, oh, why does the summoner tree not as good as everything else? Make that better. Make that S tier so it can breeze through the game. Man, a lot of non-hell rune in here, huh? Yeah, you can never make everybody happy. Literally, no matter what you do, you have no chance. So you just do the best and make the best decisions that you can based on what you think. And if people hate it, just know there's going to be people that hate it. There's going to be people that love it. It's like streaming. There's literally no winning. Or like politics. There's no... You can't say anything that everybody agrees on. You can't stand up and say, I think everyone is equal. Well, now you got people mad on this side. I think we should not have equality. Well, now half people are happy and half of them are mad. It's impossible. There's no winning. I think pineapple's good on pizza. Oh, we did find a 4 socket, but 85 strength, 60 dex is a little higher than I would like. Keep going. Diablo 4 is a bad game. Oh, nobody's objecting to that? Okay, I guess there is something everybody can agree on. I stand corrected. Full hell. I just want my hell rune, man. By the way, if you have the runes that you want here, go forward. You know? And you can also, I mean, we could also go forward if we really want. We don't have to get authority. It just would be nice. I think it'd be cool to make it. But, you know, we're still a little off. We do have one dull rune. We have extra shell. We kind of have some stuff. We'll do a little bit more. I don't mind farming. Especially on a character like this. If you're playing like a magic warlock, the thing is, you just don't need everything always, right? You can just go. Your character's strong enough. You don't need to have all the stuff. Another point demonic mastery. When you are playing weaker characters, spending time farming is more useful and just more fun overall as well. That's nice. Tri-res with hit recovery. So on these sorts of builds that are a little bit slower, a little bit less powerful, just like gaining a few more levels, getting a little bit more gear, does a lot more. And again, like the magic lock, like we could already be done with hell with right now, right? He can just like breeze through. It doesn't change his power really because he's already strong enough. But it will be a nice power boost for this character. No blood explosion. I'm not using any blood boil on this build really. I want to keep it more of a fun physical build. There's a variety of ways that you can play this character, and I think we could do another guided playthrough where we play Tainted and Blood Boil. Dark Curtain. 1000%. Hell Dole. Okay, I mean, another Dole rune does get us close to the Hell rune. Now we are 1 Dole or Hell away. 3 Doles and a chipped ruby. Let me actually verify I don't have a 3rd Dole in there somewhere. I don't believe so. And I don't have 3 shales. So yeah, we're Dole or Hell away.
Yes.
Okay. And we'll go for the dexterity.
Impossible.
Had lightning or fire damage, you just get bodied by fire res. Yeah, I mean, I think the idea is use something else in that place. So use blood boil with it for physical. Skip fire immunes, get a fire sunder, you know. That's kind of Diablo 2 though. Diablo 2 is a lot of things run into immunities, and you have to figure out a way around the immunities, whether it's a mercenary, whether it's skipping it, whether it's some other skill. So I'm kind of happy that they have, you know, still some of those that run into those limitations. You can block with the book, yeah. Is there a cap on faster run speed? Not a cap so much as like a diminishing return on it. Yeah, farming a Conviction or a Hephaesto could be really useful as well for Tainted, and then that would help with the fire means as well. Alright, Dole Hell. Dole Hell. We found Dole Io. Literally all around it. It's a really sad amulet. So much of nothing on it. Tear. Not quite. Not quite. Looks like Goatman is starting to fall off when that started happening. I mean, is he? I feel like he's doing pretty well. Sunder Charms don't work on Tainted Fireball. I'll put that in as a bug. I mean, I'll have to test it.
I can't carry anymore.
Summon more than one goat. Uh-huh. I thought summons did get the Sunder effects. I guess it's hard to say. Because, like, Hydras do. It's like a fake summon. Traps do. I thought Skelly's did, right? So I think it's a bug. Is Hephaestus really better than 2 Goatmen? He seems pretty good. Roll Ort. Ooh, ready? Guess what time it is? Another summon time. Let's go.
Yes.
Ooh, 11 all res. I will take that. I don't care about FCR that much. I'm just gonna move these into my other tab. Don't really need all the redos, we'll save them there. Yeah, those Ubers are pretty sweet. Yeah, so now we can go Goat, and if we want, we can try a Defiler. Maybe like 1 Goat, 1 Defiler. It only binds 3 souls together, actually. I think I like another Goat. Give me more Goat. Go birds, get out of here. Challenge you to Flipadelphia.
Impossible.
Go boys. I like the updated terror zones, yeah. Dull hell. Dull hell. Soul L. Oops. So many runes that are not the rune we want. Come on, man. Yeah, I found a Sunder. 15% poison Sunder. Looking for 100 jaw for it for trade. Map pack? No, this is just offline. Offline saves your maps.
Impossible.
I actually need a couple more points into Demonic Mastery because every time I go teleport, I lose one of my goats. Lister 2 Defiler. I think Lister 2 Defiler is going to be very powerful as well, yeah. Rune me up, baby girl. Okay, I mean, look, soul runes do kind of work. We may have to do some cubing here. So we have soul, chip sapphire. That's one shale. This is second shale. I need a shale. So we're one shale short now. So it opens it up now. We need shale rune or soul rune. No. Shale, Dole, or Hell. We now have 3 options that she can drop for us to get it. Attracting Heralds does not carry to new games, no. If you attract Herald, you gotta think of it like you're at a bar and there's a guy named Harold in the corner who's interested in you. You gotta get it done that night. You can't leave, go to another bar, go another night, and that Harold be there, you know?
Moo.
91 months of lying to your community about Diablo 2 development and releases. Good thing we still love you for all you do for us and the community. Llama love.
Thank you.
Ignis_Sis gifted a tier 1 sub to Strike Mike 2K.
Soul Rune. Okay, I mean, Soul Rune is... We're getting now to the point where we could do... Oh my god, this is ridiculous. A Shale, a Hell, or a Doll. Or 2 Soul, I guess now, is also a viable option. Again, I'm over farming from what needs to be done. I will check out a breastplate because I do want a 3-socket. I can always just go buy a 3-socket armor though in normal, so that's why I'm not like worried about it. Whoa. Alright. Shale Dole Hell. Port tier, perfect, just like we needed. I think they just didn't like the name of Hustle. Didn't fit.
What you need?
The only summons that need a buff are mages for the Necro and vines later on for the Druid. Wolves are okay. Though the cold damage did kind of botch him up a little bit. Skeletons suck too. Dude, skeletons are great. Alright, we'll go another point to Demonic Mastery. Try and get that max. I change the mech to Fizz? Yeah. Yeah, the cold damage just does mess with them too much, so. How I feel about Cleave? It's great. I love my Cleave build. That's my favorite build. Oh, Nephrin. Dude, I don't even have the rune to like gift over to myself.
I can't. I can't.
Wait, classic ladder? Wait, what? There's not even a ladder going on right now. Oh, you're just saying the like old ladder
Moo.
soul ring. Tables. Thanks, Spartan.
I can't.
Is it worth having the tame demon or having 3 goats? I think there's definitely, you could definitely argue that it could be worth just having the 3 goats. I think if we go out and get like a fanaticism Hephaesto, then it might be better to run that way. But right now our like holy shot guys, whatever. I'm waiting till I get a little bit more plus skills. And then I can bind a thicker boy. Kind of my thoughts. Okay. I'll put a bug in. Rune. All previous classic ladders are now completely wrong. 99s, assassins, druids, etc. Okay, added it to the bug list. For sure, internet. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. I'm just gonna like telly now. Don't know that this will keep your same map. Yeah, it's only new senders. So at this point, a soul rune would also work. Soul, shale, dole. Hell. Jesus. I lose a goat when I telly right now. I need one more level to not. Because when I go to my offhand, this drops to 19. I mean, fire and magic are higher DPS for sure, yeah. Cannot control the primevals, no. Yeah, I like Fate's Blade Grief with Cleave. I agree. Law, thank you. Hephaestus from Hell is stronger than Hephaesto from Nightmare. This is the run. I believe it. I believe you guys. Been like an hour of tower, but now it is over.
Pally build updates with minus magic rees gear.
Thanks, H. Cubics. Pally build updates with mine. Yeah. Those will need to be added in as well.
Greetings.
8 light res on that is nice. Starting to really oversaturate with runes. We can actually just start clearing some of these out. I don't need all of these runes. That's a lot of towels in there. L's I don't need. Nefs I don't need. I'll keep Ort Soul. Oops. Ort Soul. I'll keep the Ort Soul and the AM. We can trash the rest.
Good to see you.
How's the stomach now? Probably like 85%. It's getting better for sure. That tummy bug just was brutal. Okay, there's a broadsword, so that's actually just going to be the base I will go with for our spirit. And a 4-socket poleaxe. We can now make an insight for our mercenary. So now I kind of like the idea of keeping my shales and making potential bulwark for the mercenary and trying to get the mercenary involved as well with this build. Go bulwark, insight. I didn't exactly want to have to use the socket quest on him, so. If you're not going to use Blood Boil, where to pump your skills, you cap out at like 60. I mean, you can go Demonic Mastery, Blood Oath, whatever demon you're going to put into, and then like, you could put more in a Sigil if you want. You could put it into Divine Demon, could be a max as well. Those seem solid. Soul Rune. Talrune. Jesus.
Moo.
Okay, so we'll drop you. Drop you guys. I guess let's just put these over in the shared. My shared is now my trash can. Do you think he's over Kit? I think his demons kit is not overtuned at all. I think it's very fun. I think his chaos kit is a bit overtuned and needs to be brought down. And I think his eldritch kit is in a good place with the exception of echoing strike. You need a shrink deck to wield the weapon on Warlock? Yeah. Purge is fun. For sure. Miasma Chain just does so much damage. Yeah, which is also bugged. Miasma Chain is hitting too many times, so that will drop some, and that'll help balance that. Abyss, I think, is a little overtuned.
I can't.
And then the fire skills like Flame Wave and Ring of Fire are a little too good early on. But overall, I actually think the balance is pretty good. Dull Rune, we did it, chat. We did it. Okay, doll, doll, doll. It's an emerald. Oh no. I don't have a chipped emerald. Okay. So, what do you do when you don't have a chipped emerald? Well, the best way... Corrupted Terrors strike a non-existent level. Okay, I mean, cows is also not a terrible way to go get some gems. One of my favorite places is just go to the catacombs. Yum, thank you. And you can just pop all of the different chests and everything in here. There's a chipped topaz. You can also run around in like the Blood Moor and kill stuff. There's a chipped skull. You can find a lot of chipped gems here pretty easily, usually. Chipped amethyst. Come on, game. Emerald. Emerald.
I like that you should be running at least one type of demon, regardless of build, because of the utility of consume. Goat buffs physical, Defiler buffs magic, Tainted buffs fire, and such.
Yeah, it's fun. What is this combination?
I can't.
We'll also let our summons kind of kill things, and maybe an emerald will drop them when they do. So, man, I forgot it's 3 shales and a ruby.
It's locked.
So annoying.
I can't.
Chip sapphire, which I also do need if I wanted to keep up. Just gonna find every chip that's not an emerald now. That's how it goes. It's just how it goes. We're just in normal, so you want to run around normal, popping all the chests in the catacombs. Like I say, I find this to generally be a pretty good way to get chipped emeralds. We could also go super chest hunting, though Act 3 super chests aren't going to be as good. I would want to go around like Act 1 for a super chest. Let's go find one in the Stony Field or the Den, or the Bloodmoor, I mean. Like, I've already found 5 chipped gems. We found topaz, amethyst, chipped skull, sapphire, one others. So it's not like we're not getting gems doing this. We're just, you know, you can't ever get what you need when you're hunting something. Yeah, it has to be a chipped. Chipped sapphire.
I need a
can go look in the Stony for super chest. Chip ruby. How many chips? Chipped amethyst. How many chips is it gonna be, chat, until we get the emerald? Good lord. You know, this might be one where I might just take a chipped emerald from my stash. For the sake of what it is. I've told you how to do it. Now you know. It's how you do it, okay? Okay, now we're going to look for a 3 open socket breastplate. Flyers generally also cheat. Oh.
Good day. Greetings.
So you can just shop Farah. We're almost to the point where we can just start playing the game. We're doing a lot of prep work right now. My main damage skill, probably just my goats.
Good day.
Made your first mosaic. Please tell me changes coming won't break my heart. I mean, they're probably gonna nerf it down, yo. It's kind of disgusting if you can't tell already. Alright, let's just open our shared stash and just put on a simple enigma.
It is an honor to serve you.
Can I advocate for Mosaic to work on Warlock? Yes, of course.
Hello.
That's what we need.
Blessings to you.
There we go. Okay. We are almost there. Now, before you make a Runeword, always double check. Hell Shale Ral. This is a gray armor. Hell Shale Ral. There we go. Now we have 2 to Warlock skills. Also a little fire reds and hit recovery. Some other nice pieces. But really, we're here for the for the +2 Warlock skills. That is one piece. The second piece is we want a gem shrine. So if you want a gem shrine, you go to the Stony Field and you reset until you get a Stony Field in normal, nightmare, or hell. It doesn't matter. And you put 1 gem that you want to be upgraded, and you just try and find a shrine or 2 next to the waypoint. Hey, respect my authority, okay? So you can bounce back and forth between normal and nightmare now. And I'm just looking for shrines. I just want 1 shrine, 2 shrine.
possible.
Within a distance. That's not too bad, and I can, like, check a few times. There's Rakanishu. Yeah, another Zod rune got added. Do I want Spirit in my shield? Alright, there you go. And basically you just look for a shrine, and then you can just reset this shrine over and over again until it's a gem shrine. In this case, it just was a gem shrine.
I can't.
So that works out nicely. That was fast. And now we go Ral, Thol, and we socket it, and it has a good chance to get 3 sockets. It's not guaranteed, but it has a good chance to get 3 sockets. If that failed, I had another helm. I would do the same thing with this Flawless Sapphire, and we would try again. And basically, you can keep doing this, or you can go try and find a 3 open socket helm somewhere in Nightmare. But make sure the only thing is that you get a helm that can actually get 3 sockets. So you can look up again on Ariat Summit, whatever, at just helmets, look at the bases and see, can it get 3 sockets, which ones can. So now we're going to make Bulwark. So we look up Bulwark. Runeword is Shale Io Soul. So we have Shale, we have Io, and we have Soul. And now we have Bulwark. And Bulwark is super nice. 1, it has lifesteal, which is great. 2, it's got vitality and replenish life and all that. But it also has damage reduction on it. So these 3 things are really good for a mercenary. We'll go ahead and just...
I can't use that yet.
Oh yeah, we'll have to get a new mercenary in Act 2 for it. But we have that available. We also have a pole axe, of which we can do... Ral. Am I out of Ral runes? Alright, well, remember how I put a bunch of towels over there? I put 2 towels into this, so I'm going to take those back out. Ral, Tier, Towel, Soul, and we can make an Insight. And while Insight is really nice for the meditation aura or whatever, we don't really care. But it has 215 ED, or, you know, a roll of it. So it has enhanced damage, min damage, critical strike on it, added damage. It's just a nice, hefty weapon. And so this is going to be something that we'll give to our mercenary for added damage. And now he has Bulwark, and he has that. And that is going to tank him up a lot and make him a little bit more powerful. Lastly, we're going to take our broadsword in normal, assuming you didn't find a 4 open socket broadsword or 4 open socket any sword. We're going to take this and we're going to use our socket quest, and it will get 4 sockets. And I really shouldn't have dumpstered all those runes, huh? Whatever. Tal, Thol, Ort, Am. And this is going to get us a spirit. And again, don't really care about a ton on it, except +2 to all skills. That's just really what I want here. So now I've got 2, 3, 4, 5 all skills. If I could get an Ammu with plus skills, that'd be great. If I could get a Lum, I could make a Splendor for another skill over here. And we could just do a lot, right? So we have a lot of plus skills available. And all of those skills are not only boosting the Mastery, it's boosting the Goatman, it's boosting the Bound Demon, it's boosting our Death Mark and our Blood Oath and our Engorge. It's boosting our Sigil. Like, we get a lot of value from all of that. We can go check out Hephaesto again really fast and see if there's a better Hephaesto over here. Because also, now that we have extra points in Divine Demon, and it's at 8, That means he gets extra strong now. And if we put a couple more points into Bind Demon, then he becomes extra fast, I think, as well. On top of whatever he has. So. Oh my gosh. And I'll put my stats into strength. Or vitality. Spectral hit or enchant, and here we go. He does have fanaticism, which is great. You can also see the size of our sigil has grown, and now we have our new Hephaestus with fanaticism that we can take forward. He had a tiny sliver of damage, Jim. It was like 2 damage.
The Order welcomes you.
I can't do that here.
So now we have, and again you can hover over and see, spectral hit, aura enchanted with fanaticism, extra strong on our Hephaestus, and double goats. And this is where we've been working towards. I'll go ahead and keep putting into Goatman. This is what we've been working towards to continue all of that prep we just did for the past 2 hours. Well, we finally have... Oh yeah, we're on players 8, so... We'll get our mercenary back once we get to Act 2. He's only level 27 right now, which is just not, like, right. Oh, that's annoying. Other way. What level fanaticism does he have? Whatever level he has. I don't know his level. Yeah, I'll update the ladder start tier list. Okay, so it's gonna go up over. Hell level Hephaestus was 11. Yeah, so this was normal. Whatever level normal Hephaestus has. Probably just a few levels, but we'll take it. It's very random. McDago and Eshimo, thank you guys. It's nice to get moving forward here.
These sisters succumbed so readily to the call of anguish. Impossible.
No, consume doesn't consume everything that he has. Also, my demon is getting a little low, so remember if your demon starts getting a little low, make sure to engorge. Just gonna set a hotkey for it. Oh, I actually don't want my death sigil because it blows up the corpses. It's funny. We'll engorge these dudes and heal up our guy. If your demon dies, you have to go get a new one. So I would lose fanaticism. I'd have to go get another fanat. If you bind a demon from a terror zone, that demon will be more powerful, yes. Goatman weak? You're weak. Leave my goats alone.
Simple cages for simple minds.
I definitely feel like now our Defiler binds 4 targets. We could possibly run 1 goat. But I'm gonna start bumping the bind demon up. I'm gonna try and work this bind demon really high up so we can just get a big old giant demon. Maybe try and get like a giant lister at the end or something. Yeah, lister's consume bonus is wild. Did I answer what? Does it make a difference if you tame a demon while in terror zone? Yes. Like I say, if you're in a terror zone, it is a more powerful demon that you will be binding. Getting Cursed Demon with Fanat and Might was such a power spike for me. Yeah, when we get to Act 2, we'll be able to get our Might Mercenary going. I still need a nice like armor for him though. Miasma Chain is dealing damage too often, so they'll fix how often it procs. Will there be ladder exclusives on this new ladder? Probably the new ones like Void and stuff will be ladder exclusive, I'd imagine. True, Holy Freeze and Curse would also be a solid combo.
The shadows churn with the touch of anguish.
Put points into Vitality. And we're on Players 8 now, so we're like We're not in little Babyland anymore. We're playing with the big boys now. We're starting to really chonk some dudes. And believe me, I'm a guy who likes to chonk a dude here and there, you know? Just like wham, bam. If you want to get the waypoint here, farming Nightmare and Dariel can be decent, right? Best place to get SOJ and stuff. It is going to be still kind of slow. So don't expect to just like get SOJ after 5 runs or anything, but or even 100 runs. But, you know, there can be other really nice gear that you can farm at this point. So just a consideration that Nightmare and Dariel is not a terrible farm spot. Best place to farm Sling Ring? Unknown. I actually don't know the details of like Sling Ring when it's spawning. Let's keep going to Bind Demon. I mean, and Dariel is probably your best bet, assuming it can drop from there. I just don't know if it can. So I'd have to verify that first. Oh, that's annoying. Terror Zone Andy can drop anything. Yeah, I'm just saying regular Andy. Alright. We'll go down to Players 1. Don't really feel like doing Players 8 bosses. More Vitality. Kill some dudes. Fight some other dudes. Jump on top of Indariel. And get ready to engorge. Chipped Emerald.
And the maiden's anguish.
GG, Act 1 of Nightmare is done, and now you're going to start cooking.
Good day.
Like I said before, this is... Now you're entering into cooking area.
Greetings.
We'll go back to Players 8. So we will go resurrect our guy first. Drop his gear. Hire a new guy. We want a Might Aura. Jamali sounds great. Insight, Hawkmail, and the Bulwark.
I'll put that to good use.
And he should be decently tanky. Hopefully he can survive. If not, he's dead to us. Remember, you can always give him potions.
The expansion is
Resistance-wise,
the
he's
bee's
medium.
knees. Thanks for your hard work on this La armor. Did they make it so that the new Ancient's Jewel can be saved when using Hell TP Cube recipe?
Doubtful. If you're going to hell it out, it's probably going to trash it. I just gave him Hawkmail. Cannot be frozen. Not using the gem rune tab because I'm saving it for like the shared. I'm acting as if this is its own solo run and there's nothing else there. So you can see just how Jamali is like able to now support himself way better and stuff. Wanted to summon Tainted. It is 2 sockets, so if we wanted, we could make like a rhyme in that. Not that it's like not good for us. Not really doing anything with the Tainteds right now. But we also just have just kind of our gang now, right? Double Goat, Fanat Might. Try out Thorns Mercenary. And Thorns is okay. Midor is just going to be better here. We're playing a very physical build. Beautiful. This is just beautiful to watch. And again, we're on Players 8. This is just power right now that you're getting to witness. Pure, raw power. So, it took a little bit to get going. But yeah, we could have made peace as well and then had a Valkyrie join. That would have been fun. And honestly, probably pretty good. Good starter build. Recommend to respec 2 in Hell. No good gear. I mean, magic is very strong. Just the magic Warlock. I have a guided playthrough with the Magic Warlock, and I mean, it was just powerful. Yeah, you can't blind Blood Raven. Can I open Cow's an online version? Huh? This has been probably one of the top 5 playthroughs, I would say. So far. We'll see how it ends up. But it's I'm gonna slightly toot my own toot. Not that I designed it, but you know, for part of the piece. It's been really great. It's been a really like perfectly balanced summoner. Starts out fine. You can feel where the power boost is going to come from. Hits the power boost. Like, it's just...
Moo.
Alright, we'll go down to Players 1 for Maggot Lair, because ain't nobody wanted Players 8 there. It's just really at the right power so far in all the right spots. I think that's the big thing. Like, we spent the time farming up a little bit to get the plus to skills there. And then it paid off. It's meaningful. We feel how meaningful it is that we spent that time farming. You know, I think that's the biggest key. You don't just want things to be, well, you're naked and you kill everything. And you also don't want them to be, well, you spent all this time farming all this gear and leveling up and the skill still sucks. Back to Players 8. And this is really threading that needle nicely so far. I mean, it feels like the whole playthrough has been right on with all that. So we'll see, you know, we'll see where it ends up. Obviously, it could just like completely die in hell.
Good day.
Or take over and go ridiculous, but it doesn't add it to him. I can't get Midora Act 2 Nightmare still. If you're in Nightmare Act 2, sometimes he won't be available. You just gotta like reset the game and go shop the vendor again for it. So, yeah, I think, you know, there's some things that got overtuned and some things that got missed, but there's some things that did not. I think this one did not. I think this is in the perfect spot right now. The biggest issue is the Bound Demon being too survivable as a 1-point wonder in hell, being able to tank Ubers. So there has to be a proper balance of, hey, I've got 10 points in Nightmare on Bind Demon, that should be enough, but not, hey, I'm doing Uber Lilith. My Bound Demon is a total tank and can't take damage, you know. Gotta find the right balance. Purge Cleave is a good one. Build struggles to clear. No, this is Players 8. It's very high. Like if I go down to Players 1 right here, they'll just like massacre everything. Dude, I wish I could engorge my mercenary. That's my dream. Get the Ami.
How disappointing.
Put it together.
Greetings.
And make our staff. Goatman better than Tainted? I don't know. I mean, I think that I'm playing the physical demon build. Somebody said the Tainteds are also really dope, so maybe the Tainteds are great. Maybe running triple Tainted is another build that's really fantastic. Yeah. But we're running this physical Why not triple defiler? Well, something has to do damage. You're saying go triple defiler mercenary? I mean, it could work. I honestly think there are so many build possibilities. Yeah, Blood Boil is also good here. I'm gonna go players 1 through the arcane. Because we're already level 46 in Act 2. Like, we've over leveled some. It's really nice.
Good day.
Yeah, I found a new sender. Just one, though. They're not easy. It's like finding a jaw rune. I mean, I found one jaw, one sham, and one thunder, so, yeah. Feels like we got more than one class with how versatile he is. Yeah. I mean, that's the crazy thing. He's a caster, he's a summoner, he's a melee. The summon teleport's insanely good. The summon teleport is amazing. It's what we've all wanted on every other summoner. Please let me tell them who to attack. Why? They're just standing there being dumb. How do I tell them? Necro's just crying in the corner.
As well.
Yeah, let's try player's 8 again over here. Yeah, we all have to use teleport for it and teleport ourselves there. Here I can just be like, hey, you go there. He just has a couple strengths. We'll go down to players 1 because apparitions have high fizz and I don't want to deal with that. Also, I didn't create the Warlock. The developers of Diablo 2 and Blizzard created the Warlock. I just tested things. Gave some ideas. Yeah, sure, why not?
There's nothing the right potion can't cure.
Remember? Chugging thawing potions adds cold res. So we'll give these to Jamali. Really overstack them for Duriel.
Thanks.
Players 1. And we'll let them just pound them, man. I think it would teleport around. 30 fast run walk, but I like fire res. Either way, Duriel goes down in no time at all. Congratulations. No, Luca. They are separate.
Hello.
I didn't design it, says the guy who... Oh no, did I not talk to Jurgen? The character model looks just like your twin. Okay. Alright, he doesn't look anything like me.
Greetings.
A tiny bit more vitality. But that's coincidence. He already looked like that.
I can't.
Not all brown-haired white people look the same. I mean, kind of, but... We don't all just look like Ben Affleck, all right? You white, you Ben Affleck.
I've seen fools fawn over less. I shall summon them back
And I do not look at like Pete Davidson. Look at this. Does this look like me? I mean, does that look like Pete? Looks nothing like Pete. No, that was me dressed up like Pete to show that I don't look like Pete. We'll go ahead and finish our demonic mastery off, and then we'll keep pumping our demon up. You thought that was an AI blend of me and Pete? No, that was me showing that even if I dress up like Pete, I don't look anything like Pete. Great value, Pete. Pete Davidson is great value, Pete Davidson, okay? I make Pete Davidson look good. Talking about great value, Pete Davidson. sigil. I am Kirkland Brand. What gear does my Insight Mercenary have? The biggest thing he has is Bulwark here. So Bulwark is... Ooh, a co-rune. Bulwark is just super helpful in your mercenary staying alive. Basically, for your mercenary to stay alive, he needs two things. I mean, more than two things, but two major things. Damage and lifesteal. And they go hand in hand. You need both of them together. So the Insight provides damage, and then the Bulwark provides the lifesteal. And with that combination, also the Bulwark has damage reduction and replenish life and things that help out as well. And with that combination, he can sustain himself. Now, he also needs resistances, so he doesn't just get like popped immediately. And a little bit of support still with potions, but... Exactly, yeah. Bulwark better than Andariel's Visage? I mean, no. Andariel's Visage is going to be better eventually, but... Andariel's Visage is level, what, 84 required or something? Maybe not 84. 80-something required. 82? 83? I'm level 48, so we're not near there. Andariel's Visage has even more lifesteal, though, which is really nice. And the added strength to use a lot of the weapons and stuff, which can also be really useful. That being said, you can use a Bulwark later on, and it's also really good. Andariel's is like best in slot, but yeah, you could use an in-game Bulwark and it's still going to be solid. I said 84, 82, okay? That means I guessed twice, and the average of those was the correct answer. So sometimes you get to the correct answer in mysterious ways. Tower Asha's Helm is also a great budget one, right? You get 10% lifesteal. Two skill points. We'll finish with Demonic Mastery, and now we'll go for the Bind Demon. Okay, I'm adorned. Max Goat plus Blood Boil is powerful? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Blood Boil is very powerful. Again, it is Corpse Explosion, which is fantastic. So I could very easily spec out of, you know, some of these like points down here, some of the points in here. Really jam up my Blood Boil to max, and we could be doing really good damage. So Goat Explode is a fun build as well, but I'm having a great time with this build. Like, this is a blast of a build so far. The Ethereal Archon Staff is not necessary for the Obsession, no. It just has style points. And like ultimately my end game, you know, the build that I use most here is the Blood Boil Demon tele stomp explosion is very strong. So. Can you do guides where characters you already did them for are set up for keys and stuff?
Who's after Pally for your favorite one to Ubers?
Set up for keys, what do you mean? The sigil's too small. Well, you just gotta put more points into it if you want to increase the radius. Actually, no, it just increases the duration? Okay, that seems wrong. I think that's not accurate, actually. Every 10 levels, it increases by what, a single yard?
Move.
Yeah, I think that's wrong. I think it needs to just be every... Increase by 0.2 or 0.3 every level. 0.2 every level will match up perfectly for it. Let's engorge our demon, make sure he stays alive. What do you think about Bind Demon with combo Curse plus Holy whatever aura? Wait, what's the combo? I mean, it's definitely good. Like, getting cursed is amazing. I'd love to get cursed on my demon. Aww. Tell her baby Lilith wants to go to Tulsa as well. Tell her that Tulsa is too expensive, but we can find a nice local state school for her. It's not rude, it's just really pricey. If she can get a full ride, I don't want her to go to Texas. We'll find like a smaller, nice little state school around here. Make Engorge passive and automatic? That seems... You don't need less to do as a summoner. Ghosts are annoying. Let's go players one and keep moving. What's wrong with UT? Too greedy. My dad's a head of track official, and UT is like the worst, like, group to work with of all of them. They'll like put him in a motel with fleas and stuff. Like, you guys have billions of dollars. You can't just get an okay setup for people. Yeah, it's very sad. That's what I'm basing it on? Yeah. Look, it's how you treat the little guy. We actually have 2 good rings already, but my fire res is maxed out currently, so we'll go ahead and swap that one over.
Greetings.
And you good.
Good evening.
Besides, our girls are going to trade school to become plumbers. Great money in plumbing. Ooh, nice, Sid. Hobbit's a plumber. Hobbit makes great money.
I can't.
See? Have I ever plumbed? No. I mean, to be fair, I did fix the shower. And they were trying to charge me $2,200 for it. So, kind of did a $2,200 plumbing job, one would say. Were they trying to rip me off? 100%. But shower fixed. You would have done it for $200? Well, then I did a $200 plumbing job. Hi, Shiny. Is it up to code? Yeah, of course it's up to code.
I noticed people use Lister for blood boil. Doesn't he not proc cursed since he uses smite?
No, he can proc curse too. And hey, we found another gem shrine. So whenever you find a gem shrine, you can always go back and pick your gem of choice. We have a perfect diamond. Let's go ahead and get a perfect amethyst. Why not? Because different weapon bases have different base speeds, even if it says that it has fast.
So I was talking about binding a demon that is cursed and or enhanced, let's say holy fire. It will apply amp damage on the whole screen every second. Good? Sucks?
Oh, that's what you mean, like the proc of that. Yes, if you have like a holy shock curse, then it'll apply curse to the whole screen when it procs. Well, 50% chance, but yeah. Gotcha. I didn't know what combo you were going for. I thought you meant like hitting. Yeah, for my plumbing job, all I had to do was replace the shower cartridge. However, it was so jammed on there. It was insane. I literally had to chisel it out, the previous cartridge. It would not come out. I yanked and yanked and yanked on that thing, and eventually it just ripped in half, and the back half of it stuck in there, and I had to get a chisel and chisel out the remainder of the cartridge inside. It was wild. But we got it. And now the shower doesn't drip anymore. So oh, chisel. Lava not realizing there's a screw that holds it in. My guy. Trust me, for the first hour, all I did was try and look for. Also, level 2, Endurance of Hate, another great place to grab a waypoint. Mephisto is another good farm. I spent the first hour at least, if not more, just trying to make sure there wasn't another screw holding it in somehow. I really thought there must be, because it was so stuck on there. Everything was so what's it called when the salt water crystallizes on it? Calcium, yeah, calcified. Everything was so calcified on there. It wasn't just the cartridge inside, it was the thing on the front. Literally the like temperature gauge that you use to turn left and right was also calcified and stuck on. Every single thing was so calcified you could not pull anything off. Everything had to be ripped off. Like you thought you were breaking everything to get it off. I didn't think I had hard water, but maybe I've got harder stuff than I know. Here, let's go get this poison off.
Yes.
It was crazy. I put on the stuff on it, but it was like, again, calcified inside. Like it was like tight and calcified underneath. In the backs, there was no places to like put anything. I was spraying all the like CLR and all the stuff in all the places. It wasn't budging. It was so stuck in. So eventually when I got it all off and put the new stuff on, I lubed that puppy up. If you die, your demon dies, yes. So everything is now super lubed all over. I think it just didn't get lubed enough prior. Okay. More Divine Demon. And we'll continue with our Mephisto. Yeah, it was crazy. I wish I like took video of how much effort I had to put in to rip off even the temperature gauge. It was like I had to get 2 screwdrivers on both sides and work them in behind and then put like all my effort to like snap it forward. It was crazy. You couldn't even rip it off with your hands. No chance. Exclamation mark loot filter. It was crazy.
Greetings.
Not bad, but Hawkmail. I like the Canopy Frozen better. I guess we can also go fix up and do the rest of the Jade figurine stuff. I think Cleave uses different IIS breakpoints because it adds its own like longer animation. Demon almost died there. How can it beat Ubers? I think it's because Blood Oath, when you have like a bunch of plus skills. Plus, this is also a normal Hephaesto. If I go grab a Hell Hephaesto, that's a very different, much tankier version. Like, it does matter the difficulty. Thank you, Cinco.
Good day.
This will be on YouTube, yep.
Good day.
So we'll go ahead and turn the Jade figurine in. We'll turn the book and the golden bird in. Perfect. Tons of stat points for tons of vitality. And 20 additional life. And just like that, Act 3. All done. We're level 51. Very nice. It's nice when you can keep your levels up. When you start like really going through crazy underleveled, that's when you'll start to feel these like slower builds really hurt. They'll drop off a lot. Oh dang, Nick. That was slightly my furious. We'll stay on players 1 because we want to find Isual here. You lose your bound demon even if you respec no matter what, even if you have find demon on an item. Does feel like that would be something you would keep. Mephisto pet. What is a Mephisto pet? Like Hephaesto here? So we'll leave a TP and we'll come back for Isual. We'll just go get the waypoint. For a short time, call him 6. We are running them, yes. I hate it. I hate them. You can call me a sellout. And it won't be forever. But this is... We are trying to use this time to secure some nice 529 funds for both the girls. So, kind of the goal of the month. Oh my god, no girl. probably right in this little gap over here, actually. Best demon to enslave. I'm only 15. It's not. There it is. If you're 15, you can't bind a demon yet. Lister is really great. Hephaesto is very easy, so... Oops. Mirrored Blades is affected by IAS, I believe. Yes. Should be, at least. What exactly are the breakpoints and everything? Right now, Warren is still, I think, working that out. So, IAS calculations are a little bit more annoying. So that'll kind of come later. I feel 2 goats is better than 2 defilers. I mean, my goats are doing good damage. Like, I actually do think they're pretty powerful. Again, I think you can totally play Lister plus 2 defilers. 100%. I think that's a build easily. Cannot bind Isual. Ah, 2 to cold skills. If that was 2 to demon skills, we would be hooting and hollering. Like I say, you could play this build in 10 different ways, and I think all of them can work. Alright, 2 additional skills. Bang, bang. Now we get Spectral Hit on our Bound Demon as well. So we can go see another gem shrine. Okay, we'll take a perfect ruby. It does not expire used until you leave the game. But we can go maybe get a new Hephaesto. He is Might Aura, which isn't quite as good. But he's going to be just bigger. And I like bigger, stronger Hephaesto, so... It feels like they probably should just be the same, like not matter based on exactly where you get them. Like, the one I have should probably be worth the same as this one. I knew we'd get a Hell Rune here. I knew it was going to happen. I almost called it. Stupid Hell Rune. What? So... Now, basically, when you do Nightmare Forge... you want to look at whatever rune you get, because you'll get a variety of runes. You may get a Lem rune, you may get a Foul rune, you may get an rune. There's all sorts of things. So if you get a Lem rune, I'd say Splendor for this build. We can make, a 2 open socket over here, get +1 all skills, which would be really nice. If you get a Lem rune, you can make a Treachery for your Mercenary. But really, like, whatever rune you get, I mean, I literally just come in and just type, like, Lem rune D2R, and then go look at all the rune words. Lem Ist, no. Jaw, no. Okay, Lawbringer, sure. Passion I can look at because it's cheap enough. Rift requires goal, no. Treachery I can look at. Voice of Reason I can look at. Wealth I can look at. I just look at those and then I just like pop them over and take a look. Does this look good for my build? Not really. And then just, go from there. So that's really how you should display it with each of those. We already found that Ko rune, so if we had a Foul rune, we could have made Obedience for a Mercenary, which would be really nice. You know, we could make... Let's go to Oriflame again. We could make all sorts of just nice things from a variety of things. 1, 2, engorge. Duress on our mercenary as well could be an option. Crescent Moon on a mercenary could be an option. A lot of options for mercenary, because again, we don't really need as many things right now with those like mid game runes because we have our plus to skills. So Splendor is really the only like super upgrade I would be looking for right now. But you can always just have a thought on it. You know, see. Generally, people aren't making War Pike for Infinity because it's a slower base. And so a lot of people would rather have like more attacks with like a man catcher even though the damage is lower.
Move.
Sorry about the frame drops. The River of Flame Lava is so hard on encoders. So we're just going to kind of go into the chaos. You can always clear your way into the chaos a lot slower if you would like. You never have to move at the same speed that I'm moving at. You can always slow it down. You can pause. You can speed it up if you need because, oh, you already found all your runes in the tower and I'm taking too long. Like, you can go your own way. Go your own way, right? Alright, let's see what we got here. He is cursed. I kind of want to grab... Oh, he died. I was going to say, I kind of want to grab the curse. Let's see what our Hephaestus fully has. Extra fast, extra strong, fire enchanted, might aura, spectral hit. So we're already getting might aura from mercenary, so it's kind of slightly being wasted there. So I do think getting a secondary would be nice. Conviction, Curse Shaman from Terror Zone. That'd be nice, yeah. I mean, fanaticism is really like what I would love to see. But obviously we can't take an undead, we can only take demons, so Decease cannot be bound. Now what we really would love here is once we get Bind Demon to level 20, then when we bind a demon, it's just, it automatically gets an aura, so we can very easily cycle through to get a sick aura. Oh yeah, we haven't upgraded our gloves in forever. They do have Frost Nova, so it's a little bit better. Not that good though. We also have those Horizon's Hold, I guess, which have 30 to life. And I'd probably like those more than just like this. Make sure one player's one for El Diablo. And let them go to work.
Move.
We can engorge our demon. Looks like he is able to tank one lightning chain at least, which is good. Bind demon with an Erdar and Defilers. Be good. And GG. Nice and easy. Act 4 complete. Yeah, you have to rebind a demon to get any additional boosts. How do you sustain your mana as a Warlock Echo Strike? Infinity. Insight on a Mercenary. If you're playing through, then you'll just need mana potions, and you can put some points into energy. Gear guide per difficulty. And that kind of goes along with all the pieces. Also, a mana leech ring, if you're very high up, does a lot, because the leech is really strong. These will be available on normal to follow along with, so you can always follow along and catch up. Time to first cham, let's go. Take a different mercenary without might. Yeah, but I'd really love might fanaticism. So I could grab like a Holy Freeze Merc, just to slow everything. I could grab Blessed Aim for increased attack rating there. Or Thorns. But I'm just gonna swap out my minion soon here. Easy Andy right now, nice. Not a lot of great books for us. We're still using just this Sigil Death, which I do like the Death Sigil, so. Now, we talked about it before, but this on Players 8 can be a great place to level. I am only 42, and at this point, 42 is starting to feel a little bit, you know, like weaker. So this is actually a pretty highly recommended place to come in and do some leveling. We also have a decent amount of power, so we can feel pretty good about this. Thank you, Sorrelmark and Edic, or Eddie. But really nice, easy leveling here. Don't love these archers. Easier when you don't have the archers there for sure. Get on top of him. There's a lot of archers. We'll go ahead and save quit. Come back in. This is Players 8, and I'm level 52, so you're going to need to, you know, put a little bit of, like, time into leveling. Again, it's just like we did kind of early on with Act 1 there, right? We spent a little time leveling up, and then the power jumped for us after that a lot. So we're kind of in a similar spot here now. Another point to bind demon. But this is pretty good for Players 8, honestly. Like, that is a pretty fast kill. And do as much as you want.
Salutations.
20 mana. Don't super need it here. Low level duel with the minus requirements. Yeah, I mean, it opens up a little bit. You're not going to have a ton of plus skills, though. So it's not like that much taken off. 30 to life I do like. We'll go ahead and hold that. So how much do you want to spend right here is the big question. How much time? Oops, we need to get our goats out. Because you can level here to, honestly, mid 60s very easily. You know, pick up a level every like 2-3 minutes. Decide how many levels you want to get. So I'll just level a tiny bit because I do feel like I'm still strong enough. A lot of times the amount of leveling you do there is just going to be determined and based on how fast or how like powerful or unpowerful you feel later on when you're at the end of Nightmare, when you're in hell. But I feel like our character feels pretty good right now. Go another Bind Demon. Maybe we'll just get our demon Bind Demon up to 20. That could be an option. Go like a couple more levels. Fanaticism and Curse is all I like super care about. I automatically get extra strong, extra fast spectral hit, so I don't want any of that. So maybe like Cold Enchanted. Try a couple defilers. My magic find is very low. Yeah, Varus, I've said it. I don't think it'll be that much of an impact. No, mercenary. I like my goats more. Yeah, Jabazon's good. Come here, Jamali. You can only bind one demon. I like my goats. Bound Demon sticks with you through the game. one more level and we'll have level 20. I mean, I just was doing 1 times bound and 2 times defiler. It was seeming pretty similar. We can see again, but I mean, I do also only have, you know, the like 6 points there. I'm sure if I was maxed out on that. Definitely feels close. I could see the Bound Demon Double Defiler being like a little stronger, but my thoughts are I think Bound Demon is going to get nerfed a little bit. So I'd rather make this build guide around what I think isn't going to be as nerfed. I don't think they'll nerf it a lot. Yeah, the crushing blow would be nice. But I could see them doing a little bit on the Bind Demon. He's a little bit strong. Okay, so now well, the bound demon isn't supposed to be nerfed for this so much, but for the end game, he'll be slightly nerfed probably because, again, like a 1 point in bound demon is able to tank the entire Ubers. So that you shouldn't have a 1 point wonder that can just tank Ubers, you know. But like here, it's not too powerful. But I do wonder if going through to endgame, it'll end up being, you know, like if they make a nerf to it later. Okay. We can move forward and we can just start binding random demons. And there we go. We got fanaticism. Cool. So it's all attack rate map for your summons. Yes. Though not tainted, I guess. But if you want to save the barbs, you can. We don't really need the runes. Though, I guess an Ancient's Pledge could be nice. Since we don't really have like a great book. It would be good res, but our lightning and fire res are actually pretty decent. What's baby Lilith and Dario Kane's full name? Lilith and Dario Kane Cemetery. Has a nice ring to it, I feel like. Would you suggest Mage Plate or Archon Plate for Enigma? Mage Plate. That'd be cool, Neo. Jesus. It could be Nilithak instead of naming your item. Nilithak could increase your charm bag size by a few slots or something. Mage Plate better for Enigma. It just makes it really easy to use.
How may I be of help?
So. Two items. Why is it when I level characters I struggle, but Llama isn't struggling? Well, all you gotta do is follow the Llama guided playthrough. That's what the whole point of this is. You get to... I'm giving you all the secrets right here. This is a little scary. Ooh, ghostly ghost, that's annoying.
No.
Thanks, Rubber. I'm actually going to put a point into Ranker so I can go get a point down to Sigil. Yeah, I've played some PoE too. So that way I can move off of this shield and go for a better shield. For sure, pathetic. So what we want to do is look for a large shield or kite shield with 3 open sockets. And then we could make a Ralort Towel. We could also use a 2 open socket tome and we could make a Shale S. So that is also another possibility. And if you don't have Ral or Tau for some reason, because you already used them somewhere, then we can always just go save the barbs further. Let's go ahead and save Anya first, and then we'll do that afterwards. You can also shop a 3 open socket large shield or kite shield in Act 2 of normal. What you got for it, V-Sit? Maybe that frozen orb guy to play through? I think I did an orb hydra one, right? If you go find what the fair price is on it, then let me know. I got one. Okay, so we saved the Babas.
Good afternoon.
I've got Eth and non-Eth, I think, 6 open sockets. Anyways, Ral Ortal, Ancient's Pledge, and we don't have really a great book, so we will just, you know, trash that for now. And go, oops, there we go. And we can continue forward. We should get our mercenary again, shouldn't we? Oh, they moved it up a while ago, Rubber.
Yes?
Oh yeah, right. Not even worth it. Does Diablo 2 have WSD? It did for a day. And they removed it because it was all broken. I haven't done GDQ in a bit, but this would be a cool thing to take to GDQ, huh?
Impossible.
GDQ at TwitchCon? Oh yeah, that's fun. Please come to GDQ and not one of the middle of the night sessions either. I know. I've done GDQ I think 7 times. And I want to say 4 of the times were between like 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. starts. So much nicer when you get that 8 p.m. or something, or oh jeez. But hey, if we can have doctors without brothers out there, then I can play a video game at 4 a.m., you know?
What an austere scene.
I've thought about that. It could be okay, Nasser. So, yeah, for Ancients, for level 57, make sure your player's 1. I think we should be pretty good. The big thing we have to look out for is Talik whirlwinding onto our mercenary. So really, if I can keep him far off, that would be really nice. Otherwise, Cursed is a little bit annoying from Madoc. I don't love that. You know, I want to kind of have them like focus a little if possible. I'm just trying to slow Talic and keep him away from my mercenary, basically, is the idea. Oh boy. Well, it was fun while it lasted. He's gonna definitely come after my mercenary now. Okay. Doing alright. We're good enough. Another level. We'll grab our Sigil Death. Why not Tainted? Goat is slow. I'm having a nice time with Goat. I'm just playing physical Goat right now. Ooh, hello. If you want to play a different one, you can play a different one for sure. Like I say, it seems like you can play a variety of builds with this. Worldstone Shard will last for a whole game. Does not expire in the game, but just the whole game. A little dangerous in here. Some tough mobs. Dang, Steven. It's good you can own up to your mistakes. But yeah, finishing up Nightmare should be pretty smooth here. I would recommend getting this waypoint. One, you can farm the Bale Waves for extra experience if you don't want to just do like Eldritch and stuff. But additionally, you never know when you're just going to like die in here. And it can be a nice security to have. Or, of course, you may just want to, like, rush someone else or something later. If you're online, and so then, you know, it's good there. My Bound Demon is whipping everyone into performance. Worldstone Shards drop from just any unique or champion Hell mob. But it's, you know, random and not like crazy. It's probably like 1 in 600 chance. They're not super common, but also not completely impossible. It's not like a high rune, but you know, is it like maybe finding a Lem rune or something? Maybe around there. Maybe even a little easier than a Lem rune, more like a Ko rune or something. So we'll go ahead and go back and get the waypoint. And while we finish up, we will do today's D4 Power Hour. And by that I mean not really Power Hour, and we're not playing D4, but we are going to shift over to the Diablo 4 category for the next 5-10 minutes. If you would like to get the 30th anniversary badge for Diablo, now is your chance. You can gift a sub, or you can do one paid sub in the channel on Twitch, and then you get the badge that Mr. Northwest is showing off right there. We will just stay here for a few minutes so people can get their badges if they want them. And then we'll go back to the D2 category afterwards. Primes do not count towards the badge. They just count as a nice thing that you can do because it's a nice thing to do.
Some end user gifted a tier 1 sub to Wertz Big Bro.
Make sure to refresh first so you can see that it is technically in the D4 category before doing it, because Twitch likes to be kind of wonky with it. Thank you, some end user. Shiny.
Shiny Fighter gifted a tier 1 sub to LockX.
Jesus. So we'll, yeah. Just be here for a couple minutes, so
Thema Butcher gifted a tier 1 sub to Lurker.
if you want to get the badge, go ahead. You already got the badge? Don't worry about it.
Passisucker gifted a tier 1 sub to Riffles.
So it's one gifted, or you can just subscribe to the channel.
Captain Dirty Pants gifted a tier 1 sub to Digitamite 5.
We should be there now, so you should be good to go. We do have souls in here. Souls can be a little deadly. Thankfully, our resistances are very high right now. Why are our resistances so high? I guess we have a ton of res gear,
Fudima
actually.
gifted a tier 1 sub to RBB_Bishna.
Plus some nice charms.
Moo.
Yay.
Yay. This gets you the badge. Okay, we leveled up. Let's see. Man, what do I even want to put
gifted
it
a tier
in?
1 sub to Striker Coach.
I guess Blood Oath at this point. Increase the resist and damage reduction and life. Deathmark is an extra crushing blow chance and increases the damage. So that could be kind of fun. Giving him like 20% crushing blow, but
426 gifted a tier 1 sub to Nubrosin.
I don't know if it's quite enough to be worth it. Let's just go Blood Oath.
Dos_NF gifted a tier 1 sub to Foreman 589.
Moo. Moo.
Nauseous. Thank you, everybody, by the way. Badge gang.
Neotame 961
Now I am
gifted a
gonna
tier
try
1
and
sub to New Dad Gaming.
pump
They have
my-
given 6 gift subs in the chat. Thema Butcher gifted a tier 1 sub to Vermilion Sunda.
Woo, we kept our Mercs alive. I spent 2 rejuves and a lot of potions there, but
Passisucker gifted a tier 1 sub to Darks 4 Int.
kept him alive. We can try players 8 here if we want as well for wave 4.
Moo.
Curious to see how it goes. Could be a decent experience.
Moo.
Litty.
I need to get more keys, yeah. No, mercenary.
Nerda gifted a tier 1 sub to Elserian 66.
Moo.
It's a little hard on players 8. Ventor doesn't look that good to snag. Let's try a couple defilers here and see how they do.
Fudima gifted a tier 1 sub to add_infinitum 707.
Moo.
Gorge. We'll go down to players 1.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Wing Chun 86.
Thank you, Anonymous. Get it in. We'll just be here for a couple more minutes.
79 gifted a tier 1 sub to McDurpson
So if you want that badge
71.
right now, get it in there. No
Gigantic
curse.
gifted a tier 1 sub to Oskayachi.
Trying to think if I want to grab Lister just to grab Lister. Conviction.
Brood_gaming gifted a tier 1 sub to Amaranthia. They have given
Oh
3
my
gift
God.
subs in the channel.
Let's try for another.
Warlock hype remake.
Holy fire. Sure.
Very Brad gifted a tier 1 sub to Death Cup.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, everybody. All right, players one.
Box gifted a tier 1 sub to Mlamavont.
Why does it say D4 here? This is if you want to get the badge.
Gifted a tier 1 sub to Planet Smasher 42.
Use Lethargy on Bale, and he becomes pretty worthless. Did you refresh before you did it? If you didn't refresh and it didn't give you the badge and you did gift one, send a message to Twitch support. They will give you the badge manually. It may take like a day, but they will do it. We have had it happen that way already, so.
Killam gifted a tier 1 sub to Brick.
Support will fix it for you. Now remember, it has to be one gifted sub or a new sub. It can't be a resub of something. Wall of the Eyeless, not really for us. We don't super care about any of that. No, that's what works. Thank you.
Shiny
grab
Fighter
Jamali
gifted
back.
a tier 1 sub
We'll
to
go more
Sartagga.
Vitality. And we're level 60, and Nightmare is complete. We're going to keep pumping Blood Oath here, I think. Feeling pretty good. There's also the Terror Zones if you want. So you can run around and...
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Duckfarts_.
Maybe we can go see what Hephaestus is over here. See if we want to swap him out.
Google player gifted a tier 1 sub to Wall_kick.
Curse would be really nice. Curse or Fnatic. Looks like Blessed Aim. No curse.
Pilgarin gifted a tier 1 sub to Lightning.
Shout out to all the homies. Gifted stuff, by the way. But Terror Zones can also be decent leveling places. Okay, so I mean at this point we are level 60. And again, we can kind of make this decision. Do you want to continue farming in Nightmare? Totally viable. We can even see how our Defilers do with our new Lister minion. Thanks, Sadist. That was players 1. Let's see how they do on players 8. Chevy. If we can get Curse on him, I think that could be really good. Let's go try and farm a good Hephaestus. I mean, I do like Lister, I think, a little bit more. But, ooh, there's a Curse Demon. See what we have. Darn, just not good. Not good.
Moo.
It's okay. We'll go to heck. Let's go to heck and continue forward. We have a curse. We can do a quick, like, pause round out of it. So this is the end of Nightmare right here. You know. Pretty decent gear. Some nice charms with some life and res. Stat-wise, you know, maxed and maxed. 20 in Bind Demon, and now I'm starting to pump Blood Oath, and then 1 point down into Sigil Death. It's pretty good. So, I'll see you guys in part Hell.